Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, CLT Aviation 13, with our second model airport update of Pinecrest International Airport. Pretty exciting video for you guys today. Gonna have some different aircraft included today, some little differences of the routes that we used from last time. First up, we'll get started over on the departing runway with our American Airlines A321neo. This guy is heading to my hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Moving up on the list is our WestJet Q400 with nonstop service to Calgary. Have our Alaska Airlines 737-900 in that really nice One World livery with a flight down to San Francisco. We have our Alaska MAX 8 with service to San Diego. Now we will transition to our domestic side of the main terminal. I'm going to start in the very top corner where that Frontier is. Auto the OW, the A321, parked at the gate with nonstop service to Las Vegas. We have a Delta 737-900 on one of the common use gates with service to Salt Lake City. One of my personal favorites as well on the JetBlue side is my I Heart New York A320 with nonstop service to the Big Apple. Another really nice special livery, the Freedom 1 Southwest 737-800. This aircraft is going to be making a flight down to Phoenix, Arizona. And our Southwest 737-700 is making a flight to Denver. Another standard livery, Southwest 737-800, making a flight over to Baltimore, Washington. And then on our last Southwest gate, this is our MAX 8 with service to Chicago Midway. Don't think I mentioned this in the very first video, so you'll often see the 757 here a lot. Actually, I think I kind of left this guy in the same gate, but it's for a reason though. This particular gate is one of the few 757 gates I had on the Concourse, so don't get kind of tired of it, but I will have the 75 here a lot. But this 752 is making a flight over to Atlanta. We have our Delta 321. This is the CFM engine with nonstop service to Detroit. Have a United MAX 8 making that transcon flight over to Newark, about to get pushed back. Have a United A319 with nonstop service to Denver. Transitioning to our international section of the Concourse, we have our Aer Lingus new livery A330-300 with nonstop service to Dublin, Ireland. Finnair A350 sporting the One World colors, heading out to Helsinki, Finland. A lot of times I'm going to try to keep the same airlines for the time being. Trying to make it somewhat realistic and interesting. I don't want to keep dumping new airlines into the video every single time. Want to have some diversity, of course, but I also want to keep it somewhat engaging as time goes on. You can kind of see the progression of what new airlines are starting service at this airport or what new routes we have, things of that nature. We have our MAX 9 with nonstop service to Reykjavik, Keflavik. I did keep the Hawaiian, we'll use the 330 probably next video, but we do have a 789 with nonstop service to Honolulu. Before we start with our cargo section, I just want to give you guys a quick angle of some of the planes that we didn't get a full picture of on the start of the video. So I do have that Hawaiian 789 that was at the gate. And I know I did not cover the Porter E95-E2 with nonstop service to Toronto Pearson. And there's that Frontier 321 that was at the gate. And then our Delta 739 that was getting ready for pushback. JetBlue, I Heart New York. UPS MD-11. Some of these routes are going to be kind of similar or consistent most of the videos. I'll try to spice it up whenever I can, but in my mind, you know, most of the UPS aircraft are heading to Louisville. But this being a Pacific Northwest airport, I'm actually going to have this guy for this video go to Anchorage, Alaska. And I'm going to have the 757 go to Ontario. I know I had that last time, but I want to do that one more time. And then FedEx, since it's my sole FedEx aircraft, we're going to have them go to Memphis. Now transitioning to the B concourse. A little bit emptier, but I have some of the Alaskas on the taxiway for takeoff, so it'll be just a tiny bit empty. Starting with our Air Canada. And just for LOLs, if you guys, last time I had this video, this guy was dirty. I usually try to use like the little air spray cans I use for, you know, electronics to get dust out. So first of all, I dusted the mat before I made the video, but obviously it's never gonna be perfect. But I thought I cleaned all the models, but this guy was probably the dirtiest plane I think I've had in a long time, but it is clean. It's the CRJ 900 and it's going to Vancouver. Washington Huskies Embraer 175 at the gate, and it is preparing a flight to Sacramento. I have an Alaska 737-900 getting loaded up, and this aircraft is going to make a flight to Los Angeles. I wanted to move the tripod a little bit closer to the last three airplanes so you can get a better look at everything. So we'll start with the Hawaiian A321neo. I'm going to keep this route kind of consistent for the time being. It's going to go to Kahului. At some point, I'll introduce a few more, or maybe one or two more Hawaiian cities. I was thinking about having Alaska do some of the routes going to Hawaii, but with the kind of the merger that's going on, I'm just gonna have that go and let Hawaiian handle those particular routes. Here is the MAX 8 in the Veterans livery. This aircraft is flying down to Orlando. Allegheny is at the gate, getting prepared for a flight to Philadelphia. All right, everyone, that wraps up today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by at any time of this video and taking a peek at it. It's been very fun getting back into these model airport / model airplane videos. Always been the foundation of the channel that I have, and it's kind of the bread and butter. So it's kind of fun getting back into the things. I always enjoy doing them, especially the fictional airports, because you have, you know, control over whatever you want to do. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get back into IRL airports. I have stuff in the pipeline, but again, I'm just trying to prioritize different things first that I'll have more fun with, and also have to keep in mind too, when we start doing IRL stuff, I'm trying to monitor different airport developments of particular cities that I'm evaluating as potential displays. So I have like a short list of things I want to do, but there's also expansions that are going on that I'm kind of just waiting to be done, because I don't want to get a custom terminal of that said airport and then it's already out of date because they just built a concourse, they added 3 or 4 new gates, and I want to keep it, I want to get something that will last a while, just to keep that realism in. But I don't want you guys to think that it's always going to be fictional airports. It's just going to be that way just for the time being. Now, I did mention there is another fictional airport being developed that's going to encompass the entire platform. At that point, I will probably start integrating the Charlotte model airport, just using that mat. Of course, it's not going to look like Charlotte, but at least I can put all the Americans in, I can put all the 777s in, whatever other airlines that fly here, and we can kind of do what we used to do in a sense, but we'll just use it off that particular terminal. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Obviously, subject to change with everything. You know, everything is always going to be fluid, but yeah, just want to kind of give that little tidbit for you guys. But as always, thank you again for stopping by. I will see you in the next one.